Back in 1996, Nintendo released the Nintendo 64, and it had one hell of a controller layout. So years down the line, when they were making the Nintendo GameCube, they obviously had to find a good way to make another controller. Let's f*** it up again! The Nintendo GameCube controller. Not as bad as it looks. Back when designing the controller for the Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo clearly knew what the future held, because it had an L button. Nintendo created this controller to be nice, comfortable, and work well for the system it was going to be on. Something a little bit silly, with a wonderful, big main analog stick, a much smaller than preferred C stick, a big A button, and B, Y, and X buttons that all orbit the A button, a small little start button, a D-pad, just in case, 2 analog shoulder buttons, and 1 extra Z button. What looks like such an unconventional layout, it actually was quite nice, and people still continue to use them to this day. In fact, even I do. I recently got this little adapter for the Nintendo Switch to turn a GameCube controller into a Pro controller, and it works quite well. I never really got why so many people stood by this controller for so long, and now I get it. It just works so well for so many different games. And in case you don't want to sit right next to your GameCube, there are wireless options. The Wavebird Nintendo GameCube controller was nice silver with the same layout, but it had a big extended middle, so it could fit all of the things that were needed for a wireless controller. All you had to do was match up the channels, click on the controller, and you could start playing, as long as you popped in a couple AA batteries. This controller was also one of the first of its kind in wireless controllers, for being so easy to use without having to be pointed directly at the port to get it to work, like many others did because they worked like remote. So overall, the Nintendo GameCube controller was actually quite nice in the end. Despite its weird, unconventional layout and lack of certain buttons, it still gets the job done. But then they made the Wii.